Welcome to Shifting Impressions, Conversations with the Realm of Beings, with me, Gretta Chamberlain, and the Realm of Beings. Shifting Impressions, which is one of the vehicles that supports the transmission of the Realm of Beings, is here to assist you in delving into your being by providing numerous topics and discussions for you to intake as you deepen your connection with your inner world. Shifting Impressions is here to assist you in strengthening yourself as you excavate to understand your true nature. Join us today and learn to shift your mindset, shift your thoughts, and shift your focus to recreate your life and produce a new you. Shifting Impressions starts now.
Good morning and welcome to Shifting Impressions, Conversations with the Realm of Beings. I'm Carol and I'm here with my co-hosts Gretta, Kathleen, and of course the Realm of Beings. The Realm, Gretta, Kathy, and myself, aka Shifting Impressions, would also like to extend an invitation to visit us on this 35th anniversary of the New Life Expo in New York City from October 19th to the 20th at the New York Bar Historical Building. That's on 44th Street between 5th and 6th. Gretta will be performing complimentary psychic readings as well as lectures and a workshop. Kathy will also deliver a lecture, and I will just be there to say hi. But I'd love to meet you all. So please go get your tickets online at www.newlifeexpo.com. Of course, you can always experience Shifting Impressions and the latest update news on www.therealmofbeings.com, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, and any of your favorite streaming platforms. We at Shifting Impressions are very happy to be here on Transformation Network each Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time and 8 a.m. Pacific. Listeners, if you're new to this podcast, thank you for joining us and being part of this experience. These conversations will help you to look at your life and your creation of reality to see what you're creating, how it shows up, and how to help you gain perspective so you can learn how to shift what you are creating in order to create what you want. So welcome everyone. To new listeners and viewers to the podcast, each week, Gretta shares with us a quote given to her from the Realm of Beings, which we first discuss with each other, and later on in the show, the Realm will join us to expound and give us more insight into the quote they're providing. Today, the quote is, "Angels. Angels are a species who are here to assist you in many ways. Learn to request assistance from them." And Gretta, I have had a lot of questions on this one. I went to parochial school, so my experience to angels obviously only goes through religious type of connection, which I think is what most people associate with them. And as I do understand that they're a species, but there's a lot of contradicting information about them. Early on, they were not portrayed with wings, and all the three major Western religions, Judaism, Christianity, as well as Islam, are all proponents of angels, and they all started out without wings and looking very human-like. About the 4th century, they acquired wings to differentiate them from humans. And for the most part, I think that they were also, at first they were portrayed as being male, and then they started to just give them like an androgyny, like no gender. So they're usually said to be spirits. The word angel comes from angelos, which means messenger. They're supposed to be the messengers between humanity and God. Some theories say that they're higher than humans. Others say that they're below the humans and that they're just here to help us. So we're saying they're actually their own species. So how do we portray, or how can we explain? Did they create themselves? Did we create them? What's the deal?
First of all, they're a species just like you and I. So they had to go through the incarnate stages just like we did, because it's at the incarnate stage for any individual that's in existence. Even a butterfly has to go through the incarnate stage where the incarnate decides, and the incarnate is the force. It's one aspect of the force. So it decides what it wants to experience, what species it wants to experience. And then there's another body that provides the design for that species, which is another aspect of the force, because the force has basically four aspects to itself to make it the force. So the angels that we say, quote unquote, there was a decision by the force or the incarnate that it wanted to experience angels, and there are different types of angels. I think since you were investigating it, Carol, you were probably
Oh,
looking
yes.
into
There's
that
there's
they say all kinds of.
archangels, which are like the strongest angels. Then the angels have like 7 different categories, the highest being the seraphim. I actually remember this from parochial school. You have the seraphim, the cherubim, and then the thrones. And then there's 2 more categories. And it comes up to about 9 different categories of angels, each with their own specific tasks, as it were. Some are considered warrior angels, some are protection angels, some are just messenger angels. The only ones that were ever named in the Bible, for instance, were the 3 archangels of Michael, Raphael, and Gabriel
Gabriel.
are the 3, and each one of those, Michael being the warrior. Gabriel was the angel that allegedly informed Mary that she was going to be the mother of Jesus. And then, who did I say? Raphael. Raphael is considered the most as a messenger with humans and the divine, as they describe it. So, again, it's spiritually and religiously, they've really grabbed onto angels and really used them in their ideology and their theology. But I think learning that they are basically the force like we are and that they created themselves is really enlightening. And the fact that I think they're probably more um, aware of creation of reality than perhaps humans are. So that's why they're able to help us, and we should use them as such. Would that be a fair assessment, Greta?
Possibly. Kathy, what are you thinking about it?
Well, I'll be honest with you, Carol. I don't see a need to even go on with this discussion since you've explained it all. But I'm going to tell you something. The only angel I ever heard about was a guardian angel when I thought something was behind me and I was about 3 or 4 years old. And my grandmother said, "Don't worry about it. It's just your guardian angel." Now, if you want to see an angel, I've often been called an angel. That's the only other angel I'm familiar with, to be quite honest with you. This is a very, very interesting thing. I do know that about 60% of Americans believe in angels, and I'm not sure if I really truly believed. To me, they were like, you see them on cartoons with the little devil and little angel on one side, and I didn't have that religious upbringing that you had. And to me, it just seemed like, oh, that's a Catholic thing. That's a religious thing. It really wasn't part of my cosmological thinking. It just wasn't part of my family, I'm trying to say, makeup.
Right,
But
right.
needless to say, since becoming or working with Greta and the realm of beings, I know that there's a knowingness. I don't doubt it anymore. I mean, I know that they're there. I know that they have specific jobs, everything that you have described. So I have no doubt. So don't get it twisted. I have no doubt. But as a child, you wonder because you can't really kind of see it. And, we don't use the senses. And it's like anything else, and well, you're kind of raised, well, well, that's just what religious people say. That's what your grandmother says, but you're my little angel. Okay, okay. So I'm an angel. I always thought I was an angel myself.
And you might well be, Kathy. One of the other things I stumbled across today were signs of have you met an angel? Because again, there's the contradiction about angels just having wings, and that's how you recognize them. They had that there are humans or appearance of humans that might be angels. And some of the characteristics described was that they're very energetic, upbeat, positive type of people. They're very patient people. They're very giving, loving people. They help people without expecting anything in return. And these are the descriptions that they say are characteristic of angels. So there very well may be a human who's not really human and who is an angel. So
Yeah, but
maybe
I
your
have a problem
grandmother
with
was
them.
right, Kathleen.
Yeah, yeah, but you know what, Carol? I guess part of it is, when I think of like an angel, and you think of like a fallen angel, and you think of like the big fallen angel, the one they call Satan. And for me, I never really quite could buy into that.
No,
And
no.
it was always kind of like, why do they always want to scare you? Like I never liked the Old Testament of the Bible. I mean, how can you tell me you love me and you're a jealous God? They're like human emotions placed on a
Exactly.
being that's supposed to love me and care for me, yet he drowns me. And he turns this one into a pillar of salt and all kinds of stuff like that. But when just getting back to the angels and only the person that they're appearing to can see them, it kind of, well, you know what just came to me is sometimes as a child, when I thought of the disciples and, with in the New Testament, they just seem to represent different types of personalities to me, like a doubting Thomas. Everyone's met a doubting Thomas. And I was just wondering if some of those disciples from my recollection, um, aren't really just representations of the types of men or people that you meet. Everyone knows a doubting Thomas. You doubt everything. Or are we composed of all of those disciples into one being? Am I making sense?
You
That's
Well,
just
see,
you
how I.
are.
you're going into you're going into a discussion of the Bible. And when you get into a discussion of the Bible, first of all, you want to look at what version are you reading. And the second thing is that you want to recognize that you can read the Bible at three different levels. So
Okay.
what you're talking about right now, when you're saying that, Kathy, you're getting into like at least level 2, level 3 of it,
Oh, okay.
because then it's going to be a representation versus a literal meaning. It's like sometimes people talk to me about, well, the creation of the world, and there are people that actually believe that the world was created in 7 days. Now, if there's anybody in our audience that believes that, that's fine, because we here at Shifting Impressions accept you to believe however you want to believe, because each one of us has our own individual journey. But then there are others. There's a metaphysical dictionary that you people can purchase. I did not bring mine with me, but when you look at the Bible, then you can go to your metaphysical dictionary and see what is the underlining meaning of it. And getting back to the creation, I tell people that really take it as a literal meaning. I said, well, then note that there are two creation stories in the Bible, and they are different from each other. So it's really that all these things, including the whole concept of angels, is a very humanoid thing, and that we make them look humanoid, so that we can better handle, uh, adjust to their form, and we make them glorious or we make them evil, you know. Um, Personally, my own personal thing, um, when I was trying to figure out what are we going to talk about, and I said, oh, and I was given angels. I said, well, wow, what are we going to, what are we going to do with that? But, in the work that we do, the transformational energy science work that we do, which is healing work, we call on the angels. I remember when Dr. Irene Hickman, who's an osteopathic medical doctor who taught me to do remote, called it remote depossession work. So that's how I started. But the thing was that we called on, she would have us, calling on angels, Archangel Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael. Those are the three that we basically used. I don't necessarily use them now, but I do, but I have, even this year, I think I've called on Archangel Michael at least 3 times to assist me. But it's not that, the challenge that I have with the concept of angels is warrior angel. It's a warrior. That is so in keeping with attack.
Mm-hmm.
And that is not how we roll. We don't roll by way of attacking somebody or attacking really anything. There's no need to attack anybody. There's no need to criticize anybody. There's no need to judge anybody. So you don't have angels that attack like that. Now, there are angels that are going to, because we use them. But let me tell you a story about the angels we call them the angels of the white light. And they come from the transitional portal, which some of you possibly call it heaven. Okay. But up in that transitional portal, there are a lot of other things as well. Because it's a portal, you're going to find some things up there, some individuals, let me not call them things, but individuals that are there that are opposite to what you think angels are. And they exist inside that transitional portal, regardless if you believe it or not. Because that is why when we work with the angels that are in the transitional portal, we utilize them and they assist us in guiding people who have made their transition here to what some people call the white light. You've heard of people saying if they're going to have a near-death experience or the death experience, of course, you won't hear them having it as a death experience, but you may even see them before they terminate that, oh, I'm seeing a white light. Okay, well, that's the transitional portal that they're seeing. So the angels of the white light, and we say no shapeshifters because Dr. Hickman taught me that there are things that come from that transitional portal that are not necessarily the angels that you think of. And we would have to denote by their eyes because they can shapeshift. And so they look just like the angels, but quote unquote angels, but you'd have to look at their eyes to determine if they're not. And like if their eyes were red, if their eyes were green, if their eyes are a murky green, then you don't have angels of the white light. And you don't want them coming and take anybody to quote unquote that transitional portal. So there are a lot of things that are up there also that are just not the way we see it or the way other people have created it to be, But the angels of the white light, I love them because they always play jokes. They're very jovial. And I remember one day there were 5 of them and they came to my house and they stood outside on the sidewalk, the sidewalk that ran north and south. And because my house faced east, and all 5 of them were there. And they don't all look like white people. Some of them look Asian, some of them look African. So they have different ways of looking. If you see paintings, they're always painted white, like a white person, but that's not how they present themselves really. And they represent basically all the races and ethnic groups that are here on this reality, in this earth reality. So they lined up, male and female, lined up 5 of them in front of my house. And they stood there, and I'm looking out my front door and I'm going, what the heck? Why are they out there standing, looking there? And all of a sudden, they start growing these really long wings. And see, I have to tell you about my house is in the middle of a 3-block formation because our block is not crossed by streets running east and west. It's all connected. So they stood in the middle, and my house is in the middle of this thing, right? This blockage. And so they grew these long wings, and they kept growing them and growing them, growing them. Each all the way, one went all the way to the end, and the other one went all the way to the other wing, went all the way out to the other end. And I'm looking at them growing these things, and I know they don't have wings. So that's what makes it funny. They do not have wings, everybody. They just do not. And so then when they stood there after they had grown them, then they flapped them up and down like that, just flapping. And when they started flapping them, they just started cracking up and laughing. So it was like they were playing a joke, with me. And that's the way they are, that particular kind. Because there's another kind, they don't play with you. Those are the other ones that work with me as well. But the angels of the white light that everybody thinks about, they're very kind and sweet and very very gentle. And they send me how this came about today to have this. There was a lady I was facilitating for, doing healing work for. She was a clinical psychologist, and she was sending me a book on equine therapy, which is how do you work with horses, for therapy. And so she called me. She said, I'm sending you this book. I want you to know it's going to come. It'll be out on your porch. So when you come from work, you can get it. I said, okay, cool. So the next day she calls me again. And then I'm going to turn it back over to you and Kathy, Carol. She calls me again and she says, this strange thing happened. I said, what happened? And she said, there's a book that's been put on my credit card, but I think it belongs to you. She said, I did not put it there. And I said, what is the book about? And she said, it's about angels. And I said, oh yeah, it's mine. So I knew that they had taken that book, put it on her credit card so I could get it. Okay, so it comes in the mail, right? And then I'm opening it up, and it's got when you open it up like that, on the back of it are these huge, beautiful angel wings, right? And then you close it, of course, and it closes the book. But I looked at the book, and it's all stories about how people called on the angels and they helped them. That's what the whole book was about. So I said, okay. I said, well, so what do you want me to read here? So then I intuited that, okay, open up the book, look in the introduction, and then I intuited, take your finger, go all the way down, keep going down the lines, keep going. Now stop. Now read it. They sent this book to me for that one sentence. And that is one reason why we're doing this today on this podcast. Because they sent it, and what does the sentence say? Call on the angels when you need help. That was all it said. Call on the angels when you need help. So that's why I
Hey, Greta,
realized it. Yeah.
I'm sorry. You said this happened yesterday?
No, this happened a long
No,
time ago.
no. You got the quote yesterday?
Yeah.
Because, well, yesterday, October 2nd, according to the Catholic religion, is the feast day of guardian angels.
Oh,
Well, how
wow.
about that? Whoa. That's deep. That's deep. Yeah.
That is.
That is
And
really deep.
so,
That's when I sat down. Yeah.
yeah, so that's why I didn't intuit that. I kind of saw that in this book here that I grabbed. So I don't want anyone to think, yeah, I said I had books on this, and you suggested this one before, Edgar Casey.
Mm.
And then they talk about the Keys of Enoch.
Mm-hmm.
And this in the Youre book, if anybody wants to read that thing. And I do have the Metaphysical Bible over there, but then you can get that free PDF if you go online, the Metaphysical Bible. But yeah, yesterday is the feast day of guardian angels. But it's I remember you telling that story to me about a little over 12 years ago, Greta. That's why you saw me go like this, because I knew you said with the wings and everything. But when people think of angels, I mean, it's still call on them when you need help. That's what's sticking with me now. Call on them. My question is, do you have to really believe that they will come in order for that to work?
Well, they're there, yeah. Because see, the thing is, when you're calling on them, if you don't call, they're not going to come. And the reason why they don't come is because they honor you to create your reality.
Free will. They honor free will.
Absolutely. So they will not interfere. They're not going to come and say, okay, let me quote unquote save you from this dilemma. No, they won't do that. You have to say, would you kindly come and help me? Angels of the white light, would you kindly come and help me?
It's amazing that, I guess we're so used to it, Carol, and stuff like things just become kind of normal, and sometimes you don't realize that you're even asking them to help. It's just such a natural thing for some people to just say, oh, good Lord, well, just call on Archangel Michael. If you lose something, call on this one. And sometimes it just becomes second nature to a lot of people. And to be quite honest with you, I'm not sure if I call on them enough. I don't know if I have. Maybe it's on an unconscious level. It's kind of interesting because I never think about that. And I think it's a good thing that we're bringing it up, since October 2nd is the Feast of the Guardian Angels, that we thank our angels. We thank our guardian angels. I mean, I'm just going to say, thank you, guardian angels. And if they answer.
Going back to my parochial school, I remember sitting and making sure I scooted over to have room for my guardian angel to sit.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. But
wow.
I mean, my belief system now is that they're made of energy. They're not necessarily in the physical matter that we're comprised of. It's sort of a little different thing. On that note, we're going to have to take our break. So listeners, they were at that part in the podcast where we'll take a very brief break. We will return. And when we do, we will have the realm themselves to weigh in on this quote. I can't wait to hear what they have to tell us. So please stick with us. Thank you. This is Shifting Impressions. Welcome back to Shifting Impressions, Conversations with the Realm of Beings on Transformation Network. We are at that part of the program where we will hear from the realm directly through Gretta. So, Realm, are you with us?
Yes.
Welcome, Realm. We're so happy to have you, and we love your quote. The program today is about angels of the white light. The quote you gave, Greta, is, "Angels are a species who are here to assist you in many ways. Learn to request assistance from them." Realm, can I ask, are you angels?
No, we're not that species. We're
Okay.
not that type of species.
Just a thought I had. That's okay. Thank you for answering honestly.
Mm-hmm. So
Please.
what's your next question, Carol?
I was going to say, could angels be what we would term as extraterrestrial?
And what do you term to be extraterrestrial? What does
Species
that
from
mean?
planets other than Earth. I
Could
don't
you
like.
say that again, please?
I said I would call it species from planets other than Earth. I don't like the term alien, so I don't use that word.
We're not going to use the word extraterrestrial either.
Okay.
And we're not going to use the word planets because we're going to use reality. There are many realities. When you move from this reality that you're in at the present, and you move into your transitional portal, which some people call heaven, you're going to be in a different reality. But you're still going to be focused within a human experience. You don't stop being human. You're in a human experience. So the species that you referred to as angels, and as we gave that quote, they are a species that deals in various and numerous realities, Carol, not necessary planets, and we don't deal with dimensions.
Right, just reality.
You see, it's just, we just deal with reality. Now, some humans are able, human beings who are present in this reality in full form, some people have seen angels, or some people have seen the results of the presence of angels with them. And then some people say that, we hear about the fallen angels and all that kind of interesting situations, because people believe that Satan is a fallen angel.
Was my question, Realm. Are there really falling angels?
Who's going to fall down?
Greta falls down all the time.
That was my question.
I had to bring that up. I apologize.
I know, no, but that was the question I had. Are there really fallen angels? Because it's like, how do you
where
fall?
would they fall to? Because there's no such thing as hell. So
there's no good. There's no evil. So I mean, the connotation that they're evil. So, we cut the Realm. I'm sorry, Realm.
Yeah.
No, that's quite all right. We don't mind. We enjoy your battering with each other. It's very interesting. But Kathleen, you're absolutely correct. There is no evil. So how can you have a fallen angel? How can there be a devil? Really? How? Now, you go back, if you start reading that cosmic adventures, people go into different species. They go into the Anunnakians. They go into all the others, the reptilians, the grays, the this, the that, We have all of those species, many more than what you can think of. Because imagine that this is a universe that you are in with zillion plus individuals that are existing. Not only is it existing inside this one particular reality, but think of the other realities that are over the other realities. You're dealing with time now.
That's
You
just a
see.
humanoid
And there
construct.
is no such thing as time.
Right.
So they're overlays of realities upon realities upon realities. So in those realities, when you're able to go and see a different reality, then if you want to see an angel, then I'm sure that they would love to appear and show themselves to you. But if you believe that they have wings, then they will probably accommodate you by appearing with wings. However, they don't have wings. As humans, you've just created them to have wings, you see. But they really don't have wings, and they can, they're there. They're really here to assist you. Just like we're here to assist you. They're here to assist you as well. But the only thing, like you all were talking about before you went for your break, I think Greta was being very emphatic about it, and that is you have to ask them to help you.
Mhm.
If you don't ask them, they just look at you, you see. They're not going to come and act as your savior. They're not going to save you because that's low vibration, saving somebody. And for those of you who are new to this podcast, you don't want to be someone's savior because then what comes along with that, you become a victim of it.
Mhm.
We'll have to do that again. I think there was a podcast. We wrote a quote that was dealing with saving versus helping, if I'm not mistaken about that.
Last month round. Yep.
Okay, so see, therefore, people don't understand about the difference between saving and helping, then go find that podcast on there. I don't remember the name of it. Kathleen, do you remember the name of it?
The name of it basically.
We cannot hear you. At least I
I'm
cannot
sorry.
hear
I'm sorry.
you.
It was August, and it basically dealt with. Let me see. Was it compassion? Hold up. I'm sorry, Realm. It'll come back to me. But
All
we did
right,
cover it. We did cover that.
that's wonderful. So they're not here to save you. But they're going to honor you. You see, what they're into is what we've been teaching you, the audience, for the last 4 years, and that is to love yourselves unconditionally. So they love you unconditionally. And that means that they're accepting of whatever realities that you create, some of which that you yourselves, when you create them, you wonder why you did that. And then you also wonder, why would you want to go through that experience in the first place? You see what I'm saying? So they're not going to come and say, let us save you from your dilemma. No, you created the dilemma. Now, if you're stuck and you just can't figure out a way how to unstick yourself, then you can call on them. Now, how do you call on angels? I'm sure there are many people out in the audience that are saying, how do you do that? It's real simple. All you do is say, I need an angel of the white light to come and help me do this. What is it? I need to find money for my mortgage, or I need to find a school for my daughter and I don't know which one to choose. Can you assist me in that choice? Of course, they're not going to make the choice for you, but they will assist you in that, you see.
How do you know they're there?
Because how you will know is because you're going to see solutions to your challenge.
Mm.
It's not that they're going to stand right in front of you like they did with Greta, which I find that to be quite funny. We were there when that happened. That was really a funny thing. I enjoyed seeing that. But the thing is that they're not going to come and take you by the hand. They're going to provide you with some answers to your dilemma. But the thing is, when they provide you for those answers, then you want to be open to listening to the answer. And they don't just give you one, they'll probably give you several so that you can make your choices.
So then when you say listening again, are they going to, like in humanoid terms, are they going to say, oh, Kathleen, this is not your self-talk right now. This is your angel. You asked for help. This is your angel um, offering you a couple of suggestions on how to handle this situation. Because when you say listen, for me being, in the humanoid frame of mind, I'm thinking I'm going to hear with my ears. Am I intuiting it or am I actually hearing it?
If you want for us to get down to the real specifics of it, it's going to be that you're going to feel, or you're going to feel guided to something. It's like if you're looking for a mortgage that's going to fit for you, and you're not quite sure, you're going to be guided. You'll find yourself moving in that direction because the discussion is at the unconscious level, not at your conscious level.
Okay.
It's at the unconscious level. And you'll see yourself finding a person or finding a bank that's going to say, yes, oh, Miss so-and-so or Mr. So-and-so, we have a mortgage that we think that you would like, You're going to find yourself there. You would have been guided there. It's not that they're going to stand and grow arms and push you in that direction. It's going to be that you're going to intuit. It's going to be like, oh, let me go over here. So it's not going to be something that they're going to take you by your hand and move you over there. That's not how that works. How it's going to work is that you're going to be intuiting the whole thing. It's going to be a feeling that you have about, like, which doctor should I choose for my operation? Can you help me decide? Well, they're not going to decide for you, but they may assist you by exposing you to other things that can help you make that decision, because they cannot make the decision for you. That is interrupting, and that is taking over your creation of reality, and they will never do that. Absolutely not. So how are the ways? We gave one way is just simply to ask. Another way that some people who are highly religious will pray for them, saying, oh, angels, oh, holy angels, please come. They might even say, come down, because some people believe heaven or that transitional portal is up, which it isn't. But anyway, people believe in those things up and down. They believe heaven is up and hell is down, which is totally not the case. So that will be that's the help that will come
from them for you, you see. You can pray. I'm praying. Or you can believe in your guardian angel, which you probably have more than one, but that's beside the point, that they come and please help me. And you don't have to beg either. See, that's the other thing. When you're praying, some of you are begging, please help me. Please help me get out of this situation. When all you have to do is just simply ask, come and help me.
Show me the
It's
way
just
out.
a simple asking. It's not going into trepidation. It's not going into fear of not anything happening. But the thing is that when you do this, there's one thing you said, or Carol said, you got to believe that they're going to assist you. If you say, oh, they're not going to assist me, then what the heck? If you think that they are not going to assist you, then why bother? Because if you believe that they're not going to help you, then they're not, because they're going to recognize that they will be disturbing you in some way, shape, or form that for them to come on. They're not going to push themselves on you. There's no need. They're there.
Well,
That's one reason why you have them. The Urantia book talks about them in different ways. There's so many different names and nomenclatures and ways of looking at them. There's so many different ways that humans have created for the presentation of this particular species. You see, but this species comes in different ways, just like you do as humans. You all don't look alike, and neither do they, you see.
Realm, if I could just put a little point tacked on to what you were saying about asking them for help and believing in them.
Yes.
Can I just also remind people that you have to believe that you're worthy of receiving that assistance and getting back to the unconditional love of self?
Absolutely. It's
But is that a requirement?
It's not going to necessarily be a requirement. Let's say that somebody is sitting somewhere or created a reality that's really what you would judge as being horrible. They themselves, if you looked at them and judged them judge their personalities, might not be the best quote unquote best person in human eyes, you see. So they're not, if they said, I need help, they'll be there. They're not going to discriminate. There's no discrimination when it comes to them and in regards to human beings. Because there cannot be any discrimination, because the bottom line to all of creation is that everything is the force, including the angels, you see. So how can they go and discriminate? I'm going to help this human, but I'm not going to help this one. This human believes in this way of thinking, and this believes in this way of thinking. They don't care about that, because they recognize that they themselves and all of you are the force, and they are there to assist. They're not going to say, oh, you're a bad person, I can't help you. Never will they do that. Because when you talk about somebody being a bad person, you are looking at their personality in reference to how you think. What is your perception of a person? How you see that person is how you see yourself, you see. So they recognize and know that everything is the force. Everything is the force. So the love that they have is way beyond that of even unconditional.
Well, why do we condition ourselves to, I guess it's from like just an ingrained thing growing up human and within like the walls of religion or whatever, to think that only the good are rewarded and the bad are punished. And I'm not saying that's everyone, but if you say, for example, what do you mean you don't believe that evil people should be punished? Well, I kind of don't. So why are you going to look down on me? Why do you want to force that kind of belief? But I don't want to say normal. It's just, well, I guess normal is the simplest way of explaining it. If that's how we're just conditioned and socialized to have these sort of prejudiced personalities, then, you can understand why people think that evil people should be punished and good people should be rewarded. Just stretching out, Carol's concept and everything.
That's because they don't understand create, support, create.
See, I question the word evil right there because, again, we say there's no good, there's no evil.
Exactly.
And we are not supposed to judge anyone. And I think what the realm is teaching us is that the angels are better practitioners of non-judgment. And again,
they're in trouble.
Human language is very difficult for us to get our points across sometimes because we're contradicting what we're saying with the words. So
no. This is what this is all about. Because we are educating each other, and I appreciate the realm and everyone, and even the people outside of the show that I have conversations with about the show. This is Carol. This is why we're here. So just to piggyback on that, what are your gifts? Because this is what we're going to talk about next week. All of you are given all the abilities that you can use to deal with the realities that you personally create. No one person is better than another. No one has more spiritual abilities than another. You are all equal in the power to create. And I know, Realm and Carol, I guarantee you, if the people that watch this show, them angels, are going to say, oh my God, we're working overtime here. Look what they discovered.
That's funny.
They're going to go ask and praying and calling them guardian. They're going to go, oh, we got to get some sleep. But maybe they're ready. I'm assuming they're ready.
Maybe they don't sleep.
There you go, Carol.
You ladies are funny.
They're on
it is so wonderful how you put humanoid characteristics to everything.
That's exactly what we do. And that's exactly how angels got their wings, because they decided to separate them from humanity. The wings made them closer to quote unquote.
But look at that word you said, Carol.
Separate.
What did I say?
Separate.
That
go, Carol,
is one of the lessons to learn in this reality.
There you go, Carol.
They do. There's always, that's why we're here to teach that there's no separation.
It's there.
But it goes
separation, yes. They even separated, humans are separated. And then the angels are separated. There's the seraphim. You were talking earlier about the 7 layers of angels, and that some angels are higher than others. Look at that.
Right.
Look at that.
And again,
how this ethereal beings now are being placed in categories of separation.
A cosmic caste system on the highest level.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Well, I am leaving, ladies. I think we are done for today.
Oh, Greta, come back, Greta.
We thoroughly enjoyed the topic this week. Listeners, we're at that point in the show where it's technically over. So we're going to wish everyone a very wonderful weekend. We'd like to thank Greta, Kathleen, the Realm of Beings, Transformation Network, and of course, most importantly, you listeners. Thank you for tuning in until we create each other again.
Once again, thanks for joining us at Shifting Impressions, Conversations with the Realm of Beings on TransformationTalkRadio.com. As you have explored today's creation of reality experience with the realm and me, Greta, each of you is being supported by us in further developing the understanding that you are not just an individual existing in linear time and space, but a multi-dimensional force of infinite possibilities who is connected to all. So begin to create the realities you want. Join us every Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific Time and 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Shifting Impressions at TransformationTalkRadio.com. So long until we create each other again next Friday.